Oh yeah, today's video is gonna be a little controversial, alright? So if you don't like the following topics of religion or talking about politics or anything like that, leave the video now, because this is what the whole video is going to consist of. I am playing as Monica, and welcome to a video. Nah, what's going on, guys and gals? My name is Neko Fluttershy. Welcome to a video, and today's video is a subject about religion and other things that... Damn! That's interesting. I didn't think I'd spawn here. Oh, fuck yeah. Anyways, going back to what I was talking about. So, today's video is all about religion and politics and all that bullshit that a lot of people are obsessed with nowadays. I don't know why. They're fucking psychotic. But anyways, give you fucking fair warning. So if you complain, if you bitch, that's another thing. You know, if you bitch, if you complain, you have no right to complain, because I told you, I gave you fair warning that this is what kind of content would be in the video. Anyways, I'm just gonna get started. Religion is bullshit. Yes, I'm not joking. I think that religion is a really stupid thing that should have never been a thing, period. No one should have ever had to even come up with such a stupid idea. Now, why do I think this? Well, first off, all religion is a cult. It doesn't matter what it is. I don't care if it's your standard Christianity, your Buddhism, your whatever it is. I don't... too many religions to even mention. But all of them are the same fucking thing. And part of the problem is religion actually involves a lot of things that a lot of people would speculate causes a lot of war and violence. The very thing that most, if not all, religions go against. And that's one thing I hate about religion the most, is that it's all a bunch of cults. It's all just a bunch of cults fighting each other and killing each other in the end. Especially if you're in the Middle East. The Middle East is a fucking shit show right now, because two places, two religions more or less are fighting it out. Everyone's killing each other over it. And that goes against all religions, or at least most of them. The very sad thing is, it never stops. This has always been a thing. Always. Even with the most standard of religions, like Christianity and whatnot. Now, I was born, and I'm going to use air quotes here, because I didn't really practice or even believe in any of this anyway. But I was born and brought up, I guess you could say, Methodist. So, I know a little bit of what I'm talking about. And the reason I stopped going to church, and I just flat out stopped believing in such bullshit, poppycock, useless dumbassery, is solely because they don't really seem to practice their teachings. You know, all religion is also about, forgiving and forgetting. You know, I'm not perfect by any means. I fucked up before in my life, like when I was like 9 or 10. I said some things I regret saying when I was older. I did some things that I regret doing when I was a little bit older. But I tried going to church, and they all looked at me like I'm some sort of fucking monster. Now, what could I have possibly done to warrant that kind of reaction from the church and even the pastor at the time? I stole about like $1 or $2, like at the time, because I needed the money. And this is like when I was like 9 or 10. And you might think, oh, well, what did you need the money for? Food, video games, porn. Yeah, I started like masturbating when I was like 9 or 10. So, porn. But nah, in all seriousness though, I needed it for like video games. And you might think that's a stupid thing. But when you're 9 years old, you don't know any better. You don't fucking know that stealing is wrong, and no one ever really taught you that at a young age. So when you're 9, you know, that sort of shit just happens. It's whatever. And so I went to church and confessed my sins, and they flat out told me, you're a failure. So and like the next Sunday, I went to church, and everybody was looking at me like I was some sort of freak, like I was some sort of demon, because I had stolen like only a tiny amount of money at that time. So that's another problem I have with religion, is that it's all bullshit anyway. No one ever follows the teachings that they were taught. They just do whatever they want anyway. And don't even get me started on the fucking side of religion that believes that anything and everything you do will send you to hell. Which, alright, I'm gonna be real with you here. I'll come back to this in a little bit. But I'm just gonna be real with you here. Heaven doesn't exist. Hell doesn't exist. There is no God. Alright? And that's another thing I really think pisses me off, is that there are so many people that believe in some fake spiritual thing that even if they existed at one point, they're dead. They're gone. They're dead now. They've been dead for millions of years. Alright? And when I say millions, think about it. A lot of people would say that religion started around like maybe 1,000 or so years ago or whatever. No. The world has been around a lot longer than that. So, yeah. We were birthed a long time before this God fella even showed up. And I think we were better off because, you know, we didn't need religion back then, and we do not need it now. Alright? Because it's all bullshit. There is no God. There is no heaven. There is no hell. And anybody that thinks that there is fucking mentally retarded. They're mentally ill. They're stupid. And I'm not joking when I say this, because I'm so tired of pretending that these people are normal. Because as society, you know, as a society, we normalize this kind of shit every day. And especially on Sundays, because, you know, of all the things that we normalize, religion is among the highest order. And all religion is a giant ass cult. Religion was designed to control people, and that's another reason why I hate religion, because it was made to control people and nobody sees it. The only ones that see it are the smart ones. And by smart, I mean the ones that were able to escape, the ones that were able to leave religion. I vowed to never go back to church because of how they treated me and my people. And what do you mean by my people? Well, a couple of years later, I started, you know, coming out as being gender fluid, non-binary, that sort of thing. And so I tried going back to church once, and this has been when I came out, just to give it one more shot, one more attempt. And they basically looked at me and said that I'm going to hell because I'm a guy that dresses like a girl, or a guy that acts feminine, or whatever kind of bullshit. And even, like, 2 of them at church called me that slur, called me a faggot, just because, oh, well, guys don't wear dresses. Yeah, we do. Alright, and also, yeah, kind of hypocritical, because the very guy you're praising, the guy that you worship so fucking fondly, you know, that fake guy called God, or even that other fake guy called Jesus, they're wearing dresses. Yeah. In today's terms, we would consider that dresses. So, if you want to be realistic here, you're going against your own teachings by saying that, oh, well, men can't wear dresses. Yeah, and yet the guy you idolize so fucking fondly to the point where you're incredibly insane, you follow, and that you will literally die for, wears a fucking dress. Yeah, try to fucking wrap your head around that. But, anyways, so I just stopped going to church completely because I knew I wasn't welcome there. And I hadn't even done anything wrong. I don't do things wrong. I do things totally normal, right? I do things right. That, and this is the year 2024. Alright, the LGBT community exists. Get over it. Anybody that's still got a problem with it, you can suck my dick. Alright, you can go fucking kill yourself. And I'm not joking about that either. Now, speaking of which, of not joking, I do think that, you know, it should be okay for someone to commit suicide if they so desire, but only after they've exhausted all other options. And by that, I of course mean, you know, they went to counseling, they did all this other shit. You know, basically, they did all of these things that, you know, they, you know, they were wanting to do. You know, like I said, for example, they wanted to try going to counseling or mental health, whatever. They tried medication, and it still didn't work. They tried to just wait it out, which is something you should never do, by the way. But basically, they tried. And at the end of it all, they still felt like suicide's the only way. And at that point, I say go for it. And you might think, oh, well, that's a horrible thing to say. Not exactly if you also feel that way. Yeah, I've been feeling like wanting to kill myself for a while. Haven't really decided if I'm going to do it or not, and I honestly don't care if I do or not. It's going to be fun. I mean, no one's going to really miss me anyway, but anyways, enough with that depressing thing. But yeah, like, a lot of people that believe in all this religious bullshit don't actually believe in the teachings of the biggest things of religion is in the Ten Commandments, where it says, thou shalt not kill, right? Yeah, try telling that to all those dead fucking soldiers in the military that have died, you know, believing that they were doing the right thing. Alright, now, and again, very hypocritical here. But let's say, for example, I killed just some random schmuck on the street. Oh, you're going to hell, you're a bad person because you know, you killed somebody, blah 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 blah. Alright, then explain all the soldiers, all the people in the military who died and who have actually killed people. You know, you think that they're good people because, oh, they they defended our country, they did this, they did that. Yeah, but they still killed people. So by your logic, they should be in hell right now. But you don't believe in logic, do you? Well, if you don't believe in logic, give me one good reason why I shouldn't believe, or why I should believe in, religion or any sort of religious bullshit. Now, I had people comment throughout the years telling me that some of the things I've said over the years will get me to go to hell. And I'm like, I don't care. If there is a hell, and if I go to it, I will lead. I'll be a fucking leader. I will overthrow Satan. I will take control. And I will free all the people that are in there that don't deserve to be there. And there's people that, if hell does exist, there are people in there right now that don't deserve it. Just because they did a little bit of cocaine or a little bit of weed or whatever. I think cocaine should be legal. I think all drugs should be legal. Personally. I mean, it's your choice to smoke them. It's your choice to inject yourself. It's your choice to fuck yourself up in every possible way, shape, or form. And at the end of the day, it's a business practice. You're telling me you're gonna stop somebody from doing business? All of the drug dealers, all the people that sell drugs and do them, leave them alone. They don't deserve to be in hell over this. They don't deserve to be in prison over this. This is just a business practice, and if you want to fuck yourself up, do it. I don't care. It's not my life I'm fucking up. It's not my life you're fucking up. No one's fucking up my life, so I don't care. You do you. It's your life. Live it or end it how you see fit. Anyways, enough with that out of the way. Let's start talking a little bit about one of the primest of examples. A lot of people want to talk about how incest is this bad thing. Oh, incest is so horrible. Well, not exactly, because if you are religious and you follow religious teachings well and blah 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 blah, one of the primest examples of incest is Adam and Eve. Now, believe whatever you want about how, we were born, how we were created on this planet. Adam and Eve, I don't know if they're like brother or sister, if they were cousins or whatever. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because we're all incest. We're all incest children. We all technically came from Adam and Eve. Alright? Yeah. But we're not ready to have that discussion yet, are we? Oh, you still think that's just a good Bible story? No, no, no. What it teaches people is that we are all incest. So, to the ones that have problems with fucking your own cousin or sister or whatever, why? Why do you have a problem with it? I mean, you obviously follow the teachings of the Bible, which in the Bible has that story, and in that story, Adam and Eve are fucking incestuous. And you could say, oh, but it was a thing of the times. Okay, but still, everybody that is born today, born tomorrow, born next week, next month, next year, next century, next fucking millennia, we all came from the same person, right? Hypothetically speaking. So, the future is gonna be even more fucked up because of the gene pool thing. All of us are related. If you want to believe in that, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in any religion. I don't believe in the Bible. I don't believe in any of that bullshit. I think it's all stupid, all make-believe garbage that was used to control people, and that's what I've always kind of thought, even in the back of my mind when I was still going to church. And if we're being honest here, I only went to church to be with my grandmother and grandfather more, to spend more time with them. That's the only reason. That and the third Sunday dinner. I was only there for the food at that point as well. I was never there for actual religioning. I was never there to learn about whatever. And I will say, if you look at it at a story standpoint, that, you know, you don't necessarily believe in any of the religious side of things, you know, the stories are all fine. The stories are all pretty fun to listen to and learn about. But that's all they are. They're stories. And they're not even real stories. They're not even true. So, it's whatever. They're all make-believe fairy tales that some fucking schmuck way back when created to control people. And I will say, that guy or gal had a massive imagination. Pretty good one. But also, one other prime example. Seeing another example of basically controlling others, why do you think God is a male? Why do you think that God is not a girl? Nobody would follow a girl. No one would follow a female. Especially during that time period when religion was being made. When it was being fed to the masses to control people. People back then knew, and even today knew and know, that if it was a woman saying these same things, a goddess, if you will, that nobody would take him seriously. Nobody would care. But since it's a guy telling a bunch of other people this, that makes it much easier to control people. Right? And that has always been this way. And even the government has a way of controlling people using this method. Even if they themselves don't believe in religion, they use everything in their arsenal to pretty much control people into doing what they want, into obeying orders. And the sad thing is, it's working. It has worked for several decades and centuries. It has always worked. And that's the sad thing about it. And, you know, at the heart of it all, will this ever stop? No. But I also think that religion is a gateway to the end. To the end of the world. See, a lot of people, they think that religion is all fun and games. And it is. It's all a joke anyway. But in the wrong hands. We've had dictators that believed in this kind of bullshit. That almost took over the world, or that tried to. And all dictators want is power. You think that we're living in a democracy or we're living in a state of choice, but the government has it to where it's only two parties. Republican and Democrat. Anything else gets massively undervoted to the point where it doesn't matter. You're better off not voting for any of it. And you're better off just doing what everybody else is doing. Now, Republicans are bad people because they elected Donald Trump. And Donald Trump was the worst president we ever had. And people think that Joe Biden is bad. Not exactly. I mean, yeah, Biden isn't good. I don't really care much for the man. But, I mean, he's better than Trump. I mean, seriously. You should have known from the beginning that when you were electing Trump as president, you were electing someone that, said that all Mexicans are drug dealers and rapists. That basically said to by the pussy. That basically said every demeaning thing toward women. and was racist and stupid. And you voted him in because, oh, he was on TV. No. Or another reason, oh, well, he's a billionaire. Yeah, like you're ever gonna see a fucking penny of his money. He's not gonna give you a bunch of money. He barely does that to any of his fucking friends or family anyway. So why would he give some random schmuck who he doesn't even know or care about money? Even a penny is too much for him. Because he's a greedy bastard who doesn't care about the people. Who never cared about the people. And he was part of the problem with the world. If it wasn't for him, the world might actually be in a better place right now. And there might not have been as many school shootings. There might not have been as many issues with COVID when that was going on. Although, if we're being honest here, I don't really believe in that either. I think it was all fake. Just a ploy by the media and the government. Because think about it, every 100 or so years we have some virus. Coincidence? I think not. And while I do believe in the Spanish flu and the other, you know, whatever, I don't exactly believe in any sort of COVID. And, you know, people that died, they didn't really die from it. They died from a lot of other factors. But anyways, I'm not talking about that. Republicans are bad people because they elected someone. And I know not every Republican is bad. Some Republicans are actually okay people, tolerable. They don't exactly believe in a lot of what the teachings are of said Republicans, but they felt like they had no choice because it was either that or someone else, so they didn't even really care much for. So, I don't know. But Democrats aren't any better. You know, I think we should just get rid of all the politics. Now, a lot of people are split on the whole thing regarding the war of Hamas. And I personally think at this point, I don't care. But, I mean, they did it to themselves. Hamas, fucking Jerusalem, whatever. The war that's going on, just bomb all the countries. Who cares who's in it? I don't even care at this point. I really don't. Anyone that's still in there, whatever. It'll prevent another war from happening anytime in the future. We've already brought a lot of people, refugees, into our country and other countries around the world. Anybody that stays there now, they aren't most likely ever going to leave. And I know that the issue is they've been blocked out or blocked in and they can't leave. But the Democrats don't care. Republicans don't care. Nobody cares truly about this war except the people. And you might be thinking about, oh, what about the protests? Fuck the protests. You know, there's a way to do protesting right, and there's a way to protest wrong. Now, I am a firm believer that the Republicans want people to protest in violent manners so that they can blame it on, you know, other people. Because, you know, Republicans have always been scapegoating everything. Every time a school shooting would happen, they don't take accountability. They don't think about the mental health issues. They don't think about whatever. No, let's blame video games. Let's blame marijuana. Let's blame this, or this, or this, or this. No, let's blame bullying. Let's blame the easy access to guns in this country. Because no other country in the world has nearly as much issues with mass shootings like we do. Every day is a new mass shooting. And it's gotten to the point where, you know, even with mass shootings, you don't see all of them. This country is huge. It's fucking big as shit. Do you really think that there's only like one school shooting happening at a time, or maybe, you know, one mall shooting or one shooting in general? No, there's more than that taking place, but they don't want to cover that. No, they want to cover the ones with the highest kill count. See, the government, whether it be Democrat, Republican, whatever, they have control of the media. And what's more, that's it. You either side with the Democrats or you side with the Republicans. And so you have no choice but to watch this. There's very rare, if at all, any sort of people that are indifferent. Like, as for me, I'm completely indifferent into a lot of situations. As in the whole thing. I don't care what happens to all these countries out in the Middle East. It's not gonna happen here. I mean, yeah, it's all sorts of, you know, issues happening here in the US. But do you really think we have time to sit here and worry about a bunch of people getting bombed and shit? I mean, we're sending our own fucking troops to die over a war that we didn't have anything to do with. Right? Back when 9/11 happened, we had nothing to do with this whole, you know, thing with Iraq. Alright? And all that. Either Iran, Iraq. I think it was Iraq. But, oh, no. We're gonna send a bunch of our troops to die over something that, you know, was completely not our fault. Someone thinks they can attack us. Oh, we're gonna attack them. No. Just, no. That's not how this works. You're just doing it because you hate brown people. That's it. Just admit it. You hate brown people. Americans that sided with the war actually hated Iranians or Iraqian. Basically, anybody who was not white at that time. And we've always had a problem with it, because the government tells us to. The government is always telling us to hate other people. And this circles back to the whole religious thing, where nobody ever actually practices religions and teachings of said religion. Think about it. The government was always telling us that black people are bad. They told us, like when Pearl Harbor happened, you know, oh, all Japanese people are bad. All Asians as well. Mostly Japanese, but Asians as well. All of them are bad. When the bombing, or when the attack on the World Trade Center happened at 9/11, all brown people are bad. Let's blame them. Let's not take into account the fact that white people have been doing the very same thing to all these other people. The white people are part of the problem. And you can agree or disagree, I really don't care. But it's pretty fucking hard not to see a pattern here. Whenever a tragedy like this happens, we are quick to go full xenophobe. Now, I don't have a problem with anybody. I don't care if you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, as long as you're a good person. You know, you're fine by me. If you're cool, you're cool. You know? Because not everybody desires war, not everybody desires racism. But this is the reason why we will never have world peace. This is the reason why we will never be happy. This is the reason why people will continue to die over all of this. The government and religion. That's it. This is why the world will never heal. This is why the world will forever be this wasteland. And that's only getting worse. And people say, oh, it can't be that bad, or it'll get better. No, it won't. It may get better for like a day or two, but then we'll go right back to the beginning of all this shit. This time with something different. You know, we'll fucking fight other people. We'll go and we'll do all this other shit. But in reality, things like this never get better. It only gets worse. So the way I see it, just give up hope. And, you know, at the end of the day, believe whatever you want to believe. Believe in religion, believe in whatever the fuck it is you want to believe in. But my personal recommendation, leave me the fuck out of it. And another problem I actually have with said religion is that people try to shove it down our throats all the time. Now, let me give you some good old intel here as to why that's a bad idea. Forcing people and shoving religion down other people's throats is a really horrible way to do business. And that's another thing. Religion is also just a bunch of businesses all crammed together in a shit stack. And, you know, it just never gets better from here. Don't look for it. Don't even attempt for a split millisecond. Because it's not going to happen. Everyone's going to die. The world's going to end. Alright? And when that time comes, when the world does end, I told you so. I will fucking be there, even if I'm already dead at that point. I fucking told you so. But you didn't listen, did you? No. None of you listen to the end times. No one sees the signs. No one fucking cares. Even when it's too late, you just sit on your fat asses all day and you just complain about how the world isn't fucking what it used to be. And I agree with that. I definitely think the world is not what it used to be. The world has gotten so much worse, and the world could use a good ending right now. The world should blow up into a pile of ash, into a pile of nothing, and bam, bada bing, bada boom, motherfucking mushrooms. Let me tell you something, that shit would be fantastic. I look forward to the end of the world. It's coming. It will happen. And it's all religion. The very thing that people say will be used to help us is the very thing that will be used to destroy us. And we do not need that shit. Alright, what we need to really do, alright, at the end of the day, we need to band together, stick together no matter what. Alright? Help each other out, be good people. And actually do what you teach, or do what you want to teach. And others will follow. Maybe. Most likely. Anyway, there's no guarantee, but the majority of people will likely follow you into a better world, into a better place. Now, with all this being said, you know, of me being against religion, and I've always kind of been against religion, but, you know, some people might think, oh, well, okay, what do you think happens when you die, or when we die? Well, I could give the Keanu Reeves response, and I know that the people that love us will miss us the most, which is true. But in terms of the long way, you know, the long haul, I think what happens when we die, it's all just a simulation. Nothing is real. You're not real. I'm not real. So really, what's the point in even worrying about it? We're all gonna be out of this simulation at some point. And the world is just a simulation. And you might think, oh, well, okay, well, if God doesn't exist, then who created this simulation? Some fat guy in their mother's basement. Okay, what the fuck do you think? Alright? Because let me tell you something. And also, let me tell you something else. Kind of a bonus thing. If there is a God, if God does exist, just like that song by Depeche Mode, I don't want to start any blasphemous rumors, but I think that God's got a sick sense of humor, and when I die, I expect to find him laughing. I think that's true. If God does actually exist, and when we die, I expect to find him laughing his fucking ass off at us. Because he's a cruel motherfucker. Alright? And there is no other way to think about it than with this. Alright, who out there has lost somebody that they care a lot about? Whether it be a pet, your mother, father, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, whatever. How many of them are dead? How many of them died while you were alive, or still are alive? How many of them are gone now? Yeah? Well, a lot of people say, oh, well, God needed them for something. Okay, that's fine. He can take them, only for a little bit, but bring them right the fuck back then, dumbass. You know, why doesn't he bring them back? Like, if God really did need them for something, why bring them on this out on this planet in the first place? Yeah? That's another question. If at some point God were to need somebody or something, why would he bring people here in the first place? And even if he didn't need them right then and there, surely he'll need them in the future, because everyone dies. Every single person dies. You may think you're immortal, you may think you have all this power, but you have nothing. Right? Okay, does some higher up god creature thing need you? Okay, well, why can't they just bring you back here? Because there is no God, you dumbass! Alright? There is no God. There's no religion. You get fired from work. Oh, who cares? Boo-hoo. We've all gone through that. Right? Now, do you blame God for it? Oh, I blame God for this. Or, you know, do you do whatever? Like, I can guarantee you that, you know, when I got fired from WIS, it wasn't my fault. I did nothing wrong, right? It was just the people at WIS were so homophobic and anti-LGBT that they were trying to get rid of me and all that. So if anything, like, do you blame Satan for all the bad people in the world right now that do those kind of things, that sabotage relationships, or that sabotage work, toxic work environments to make people quit or get fired because they're not doing good enough? No. It's their fault, not mine, right? Now, like I said, there is no such thing as God, and there's no such thing as Satan. Alright, there is no religion, not one, at all. It's all bullshit and make-believe. And personally, you know, at the end of the day, just believe whatever it is that you want to believe. Just leave me the fuck out of it. Stop trying to shove it down my throat. Stop trying to be like, oh, well, if you don't believe in this, this, or this. I don't believe in anything at this point, alright? Why should I? If I believe in something, that shit's gonna die. If I believe in Pokemon, that shit's gonna go. If I believe in My Little Pony, that shit's gonna die. If I believe in Steve, while grabbing the glory all the way to victory, while being all the way, keep on dancing, keep on flying, blah 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 blah, Jacksepticeye lyrics, Jacksepticeye is gonna die, okay? So, what's the point in believing in anything? What's the point in even doing anything in the first place when we're all going to die? Just fuck around, quit your job, get fired, fuck a Fuck a cow. I don't care. Just fuck a fat chick every once in a while. You know, fuck the Statue of Liberty. Take your pants off. Piss on the. Fucking take a piss on the Statue of Liberty while you're at it, because there is no consequences. We're living in a simulation. We're living in some fake reality that doesn't even fucking exist. Alright? Now, I know I'm going off the rails. I'm a deranged psychopath, according to some of you. Then why do you keep watching? If you think I'm that sort of crazy fuck that just does whatever and says whatever because I'm a fucking psychopath, I'm a mentally deranged idiot, then why are you watching? You know there's no help for me. If I can't help myself, if psychiatrists that I have seen for over a decade can't help me, if medication can't help me, nothing can help me. You can't help me. I can't help me. We're all gonna die, and I will die laughing. I will laugh at your fucking funeral because you believed in something like God that doesn't even exist. Oh! Yeah. I know I went a little crazy there for a second, but that's just who I am. I'm a crazy motherfucker. Right? But in all seriousness, at the end of the day, everything I said in this video, I legitimately do believe in. I believe that there is no God. I believe that religion is the source of all our problems. I believe that if religion and politics did not exist, we would live in a better society. The world would be so much better because we wouldn't have nearly as much people fighting over, you know, who's right and who's wrong, one side or the other. I mean, I go on Twitter every now and then, very, very rarely. I don't even fucking go on Twitter much, and whenever I do, it's only for like a few seconds, and even then, it's not nearly enough for me to actually do anything on there, because Twitter is nothing but a giant cesspool of hatred. Everyone's trying to cancel each other, and I don't care if I get canceled, because I never had a following anyway. These 1,000+ subscribers, while I do appreciate every one of them, and I do love the fact that people have actually stuck around and watched my content, I don't care at the end of the day what happens. If my channel gets taken down, so what? If I get banned, who cares? I'm just gonna fucking blame YouTube. I'm gonna blame the ones that are responsible and not me. Because this is America. I live in the US of A. I am allowed to have opinions. I'm allowed to speak my mind. And I will not be silenced. And neither should you. So if you're like me, and you don't believe in the government, and you don't believe in, you know, politics, or, you know, religion, fuck yeah. You're at least doing something right. Don't let the lies that the church tells you, don't let them get to you. Don't let them fool you. The church does not care about you. It does not want you to succeed. They just want to brainwash you just like everybody else. And it's working. That's the sad thing about it. Governments and politicians and, you know, all the churches are trying to brainwash you into believing something that doesn't work. Something that isn't true, something that they themselves don't believe in. So, why? Why do you believe in it? What, do you think that believing in God is going to solve all your problems? No, it's going to make your problems worse, because by the time you realize that God isn't going to be there for you, then what? What are you going to fucking do then, huh? What are you going to do? Exactly. You're not going to do a damn thing. Because religion is bullshit, God is bullshit, Jesus Christ and fucking Lord Almighty Hitler. You know what? Oh, that's a good thing. You know, what if I told you that Jesus Christ was just Adolf Hitler in disguise? I'm fucking around. There's no way that Jesus Christ could actually be Hitler, because Hitler was actually real. And he did a lot of things bad. A lot of horrible things. But anyways, with that being said, this video is over. Now that I've offended a lot of people, good, great, I'm glad. This is kind of a side hobby of mine. Just offending as much people as I can. And people wonder what's the problem with this country. You get so offended over someone having a different opinion than you, or someone isn't acting the way that you want them to, or being a certain way that you don't want them to be. You think they're mental. Like, I'm a guy that likes to wear dresses and skirts and cat ears and is overall feminine. And I'm bothering these people, right? When honestly, it's not a problem. I'm not hurting anybody. Maybe your fucking feelings, but fuck your feelings. Who cares about your feelings? No one. No one cares about you or your whiny ass bitch feelings. You fucking bitch ass fucking skank. Yeah, you're nothing. You are nothing but a weak sack of shit that should die in a fucking fire, slowly and painfully, while I sit there in the shadows laughing at your misfortune because you were stupid enough to not let people be who they are. This is the way the world has become. You cannot save it. The world cannot be saved. The world cannot, ever go back to the way it should have been. We never had that. We never had peace. We never had quiet. Never. Not even once. Because people are always trying to ruin it. Every chance they get. It's all about ruining something for other people just because they're happy with who they are. And you're not. You're just a worthless sack of shit that believes in God, do ya? Right? Well, hopefully you stop believing in such mythic fairy tales that don't even bother even giving a fuck. I mean, that's right. Jesus Christ and God are on par with Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy, whatever. They're all fake. They're all make-believe stories to get kids to obey. And they're all just fucking, lies. Do not give in. I say, personally, we should just destroy religion. Get rid of it altogether. We don't need it. Religion doesn't need us, and we don't need it. Alright? We don't need any religion. And what's the purpose of it all, anyway? Like what? Oh, we're gonna fucking go to heaven or hell based on whatever it is. Hate to break it to you, but we're all just gonna be dust in the wind eventually. So why do you fucking bother? Why the hell do you care so much about something like this? And some people could ask me that question. I care because I'm tired of people acting this way, as if religion is the only way, as if the government is always right. The government was never right. The Republicans are horrible people. The Democrats are horrible people. Everyone's a fucking asshole. Everyone's a stupid sack of shit that should fucking die, and the world would be much better off without them anyway, because they tell lies. Joe Biden is a fucking cunt. Donald Trump is even worse. The only good president we had in recent years was Obama. Obama was the last good president we ever had. Not just because he was the first black president, but also because he actually spoke truth. He was a good guy. Alright, a good president that I think we should have more of. Fuck terms. Just do what Russia does. Alright? Keep Obama as president until he dies, and bring someone with like-minded goals that Obama has and had while he was president, and bring them to the forefront. Let's make the world a better place. Get rid of Joe Biden, get rid of Trump, because fuck them, they're making the world a worse place. every day just by their mere existence, and the fact that, you know, they think they can just say and do whatever the fuck they want. Anyway, you know, I voted for Bernie Sanders back when Donald Trump was first president. Well, yeah. And then secondly, I voted for Bernie Sanders again. Every chance I had to vote for the old Bern, I went for it. Because Bernie Sanders was the only real good choice. Hillary Clinton is a fucking clit. Nothing but a bunch of clitoris cunt bullshit. And Donald Trump is the fucking Adolf Hitler of our time, our generation. Worse than that, even. You know? The world does not need people like that. And we already had one Clinton in office. Yeah, Bill Clinton. We don't need a Hillary Clinton. Alright? Who cares if she'd be the first female president? Sometimes being the first at something does not make you good at it. It just makes you the first at whatever it is that you're doing. Alright? Now, that kid that played Tetris to the point where he broke it, yeah, he was good at Tetris, and he was the first person to ever have that kill screen. But we'll get into that in some other video. I don't know. I'm just gonna fucking end the video here. And if I offended anybody, good. I'm glad. I really am glad that I offended you. Because it's all bullshit anyway. And it's really stupid to get offended over religion or politics. Because at the end of the day, everyone has their own opinion. And if you get offended over that shit, good. I'm not going to change my stance. I'm not going to just magically say, oh, religion is cool, religion is good. I was just joking. Because I'm not. I don't, you know, I'm not joking when I say religion should be outlawed and a religion should just be destroyed all across the world. And we should get rid of politics. Because all that's ever done is cause so much chaos, so much hatred. And it will never stop until we get rid of it. The least we could do is make the world a better place by getting rid of two things that make this world worse. Anyways, guys and gals, that's going to be it for this video, and as always, I will see you all in the next one. I don't know what I'm going to do after this. I actually have videos planned out. I actually recorded these videos back in like 2023 in December, and I just haven't uploaded them yet, but I'm going to be doing that pretty soon. But yeah, peace out, and bro hoof. I'm gonna eat cereal now. I'm hungry. I'm hungry and I am horny. And I really hate politicians and religion. So, yeah, fuck everything.